Hey everybody, what's up from Pokemon Classics, reminding you that the classics never go out of style. Today we're breaking down the top 5 news stories in Pokemon, along with some of my own personal thoughts and commentary on each one. That is my goal on this channel, after all, is to keep you all informed, whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. Also, as is tradition on this series, don't forget to stick around to the end of the video for my top 5 content recommendations. These are some of the best PokeTuber videos of the month, and I'd highly encourage you to give each and every one of them a watch. Anyway, let's dive into this month's stories. First up, we have some news regarding modern Pokemon production. A few weeks ago, the Pokemon Company published its annual production numbers for 2023, and once again, they smashed the previous record. From March 2023 to March 2024, Pokemon produced 11.9 billion cards, up from 9.7 billion the previous year. This actually marks the largest yearly increase in production ever recorded, especially considering Pokemon's cumulative total of 64.8 billion cards produced. Now, just for context, over half of this total, 34.4 billion of those cards, have been produced since March of 2020. That's an incredible amount of cards and further evidence of just how strong the Pokemon trading card game has been over the last few years. Another interesting development for modern Pokemon is the announcement of a new Team Rocket themed set coming in the future. Earlier this month, Pokemon Japan filed 2 new trademarks translating to Terrestrial Festival and the Glory of Team Rocket. And in the past, these trademark filings have been used to denote new set names, prompting nearly universal excitement and speculation from Pokemon fans about what these new sets might include. Sets like Team Rocket, Neo Destiny, and Team Rocket Returns are some of the most popular vintage sets featuring Dark Pokemon and Rocket's Pokemon. Many are already expecting this set to be a slam dunk for Pokemon, myself included. Personally, I hope they bring back the holofoil borders, especially since Scarlet and Violet has already resurrected EX Pokemon. This just feels like the perfect opportunity to unify vintage and modern into something truly special. Anyway, you'll have to let me know your thoughts on the potential new Team Rocket set down in the comments below. Would you like to see Dark Pokemon make a return, or do you see that as too unoriginal at this point? Next, we have an update on the 2024 Pokemon Illustration Contest. Now, for the last few years, Pokemon has hosted an illustration contest allowing individuals to submit their own original Pokemon artwork with a chance of being selected and having their artwork printed and distributed on an official Pokemon promo card. Last year, Pokemon put the contest on hold, but the winners from 2022 include this contemplative Greninja with a fairly subdued color palette, a free-spirited Bulbasaur swinging in the trees, and a sleepy Arcanine giving off some weekend vibes. The theme of this year's illustration contest is magical Pokemon moments and features some of the usual suspects, Pikachu, Charizard, and Eevee, but this year they were also joined by Feraligatr, Flygon, Absol, Bidoof, Melmetal, Toxtricity, and Koraidon. Anyway, the first round of 300 finalists has already been announced, and many of these illustrations are absolutely amazing. Eventually, 5 different prizes will be awarded, including 15 judges' awards, 6 first-place runner-ups, a Best EX card illustration, a Best Standard card illustration, and 1 grand prize winner who will receive a $5,000 cash prize and their illustration printed and distributed as an authentic Pokemon card. Unfortunately, this contest has already seen its share of controversy, with a number of finalists being flagged for potential AI usage, including 6 submissions that may have originated with the same individual, including this Eevee illustration with a Vaporeon in the background, sharing an uncanny resemblance to a fan art drawn by an entirely different person. In an update, the Pokemon Company announced that it would be disqualifying finalists who broke the rules and elevating additional artists into the top 300. Despite the controversy, though, I still think contests like this are really cool and one of the many unique things about Pokemon, promoting involvement from the fan base. Let me know your thoughts on the illustration contest, and if you have a personal favorite artwork, down in the comments below. Our next story features a pair of updated holiday products releasing later this year. Now, for the 3rd consecutive year, Pokemon will be producing trick-or-trade packs for Halloween. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love candy, but if I got Pokemon cards trick-or-treating as a kid, I would be ecstatic. This year's Booster Bundle comes with 35 3-card packs for $14.99, which is $5 cheaper than last year, but also fewer packs than before. The packaging has also changed, shifting from the purple and green colorways of previous years to an orange and black. Packaging material also includes some fan favorites, including Pikachu, Gengar, and for the first time, Umbreon. Previously, these Halloween sets have consisted of 30 reprinted cards, with each card also featuring a Jack-o'-lantern Pikachu stamp. Personally, I think this is a really cool product, and although the cards aren't particularly rare or valuable, they do offer a fun alternative to candy for both kids and families on Halloween. Right now, trick-or-trade bundles are available for pre-order on the Pokemon Center website and are scheduled for release in late August. There's also another new product coming out, the Pokemon Holiday Calendar for 2024. This marks the third iteration of the wintry-themed calendar, and similar to the trick-or-trade packs, it also has a new visual design. This year's box features a green, white, and gold color scheme with a number of Pokemon frolicking playfully in the snow. The actual contents of the box are similar to last year, with 8 stamped promo cards, 5 booster packs, 7 fun packs, 2 Pokemon coins, 2 Pokemon sticker sheets, 1 keychain, and a code card. I think the only thing that's really missing here is the partridge in a pear tree. Or a Pidgey in a pear tree? In all seriousness, this is another great product adding a fun seasonal element to Pokemon collecting. Like previous years, the holiday calendar is expected to retail at $49.99, but no official pricing announcement has been released as of yet. If any of you have purchased one of the previous holiday calendars, let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. Next, we have an update on some of the new developments with PSA grading. Recently, PSA announced a new partnership with eBay in which PSA would offer an eBay consignment service for cards vaulted directly with PSA. Essentially, PSA would replace the eBay vault, allowing users to list their cards on eBay directly through their PSA account. This is a pretty big deal since it effectively allows individuals to submit their raw cards to PSA, have them graded, and immediately listed and sold on eBay. And since the cards are auctioned through PSA's eBay account and fulfilled by PSA, sellers can avoid many of the logistical elements of selling, like taking product photos, creating listings, and packaging and shipping orders out to buyers. Currently, PSA is only offering an auction service, but it has also announced a buy it now and best offer service that would be coming soon. Of course, this new offering does come at a price, but it's actually pretty reasonable. PSA's fee structure is closely aligned to the existing eBay fee structure, and for most items, the cost of outsourcing to PSA is only a percentage or two more than actually selling on eBay yourself. It's definitely an interesting development for the Pokemon market, which on the one hand has the potential to make selling more accessible to the masses, but on the other hand is getting dangerously close to monopolization. But there's also more news from PSA. PSA has also announced the release of their new slab. According to PSA management, the new PSA slab is the same dimensions as previous slabs, but now employs a medical-grade plastic, which is 20% heftier than before. These slabs are allegedly more resistant to environmental factors like heat, moisture, and UV light, and seem to have more precise inner edges, which I can only assume will eliminate the slight card rattle that PSA slabs are notorious for. Finally, PSA also announced a new feature for higher-level service tiers called Grader Notes. This feature is exactly what it sounds like, viewable feedback from graders pertaining to a card's imperfections. It's my understanding that these notes will only be viewable by the original submitter of the cards, and is part of PSA's efforts to make the grading process more transparent for its customers. Now, personally, I can't ever see myself making use of this service, especially when most imperfections are self-evident, when you kind of know what to look for. Anyway, what do you guys think about grader notes? Are there any situations you can think of where you'd be willing to spend a little extra for written feedback on your cards? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Finally, we'll wrap up this month's news with some event updates. First, let's talk about Card Party. Earlier this month, Pat Flynn of Deep Pocket Monster hosted the second annual Card Party, an event that I can really only describe as a massive family reunion of Pokemon fans and content creators. This year's event took place from June 14th to June 16th in Orlando, Florida, and was themed around Generation 2 with tons of events, activities, and shows unfolding throughout the weekend. Now, I was actually lucky enough to attend Card Party in person this year, and I was blown away by how smoothly this event was run and how much fun it was. There were 3 different convention halls filled with vendors, a main stage with shows and pack battles throughout the weekend, a scavenger hunt with collectible Card Party cards. I assembled all 11, by the way. There was also an arcade area, a hallway with free bulk for collectors, another Card Party world record attempt, and content creators everywhere interacting with their fans. To me, this was the best part of Card Party. It was definitely kid-focused, and that's how it should be. Throughout the weekend, I saw kids brought on stage for product giveaways, stopping in the hall to get photos and autographs with their favorite YouTubers, and just being validated as meaningful members of the Pokemon community. I don't think I've ever experienced anything so wholesome and inspirational in Pokemon before. I have to give a huge thank you to Pat for the invite, and a shout out to Card Party 3 coming in 2025. Information is currently live on the Card Party website, but next year there will be 2 events, an East Coast event in Tampa Bay, in June, as well as a West Coast event next October. I'll leave a link down in the description, but I hope to see some of you out there next year. Card Party isn't the only major Pokemon event of the summer, though. We also have the Pokemon World Championships coming up in Honolulu, Hawaii from August 16th to August 18th. Now, we've already covered the logistics of Worlds in a previous video, but as the event draws nearer, the Pokemon Company has released some new promotional material, including a first look at the Pikachu plushie and a look at this year's Paradise Resort promo card. Now, the Paradise Resort promo continues the tropical theme with a group of surfing Pokemon, including Pikachu on a surfboard, reminiscent of the Surfing Pikachu Black Star promo card. Anyway, the Pikachu plushie will be available at the on-site Pokemon Center, and the Paradise Resort promo will be distributed to Worlds participants in their welcome kits, and also available to others at various side events throughout the Worlds event. As always, we'll keep you posted on further developments as they're released. Anyway, guys, before I unveil the top 5 videos of the month, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. I put hours and hours into each and every one of these videos, and your support goes a long way in keeping me motivated and staying on the grind. But anyway, I truly appreciate you all for watching, so let's roll into the top 5. First on this week's top 5 list is a video from BLURR TCG filmed at Card Party. In this video, Card Party guests are asked to rank a variety of popular and valuable cards by sticking them onto a homemade tier list poster board. Some of these cards include historical staples like the Pikachu Illustrator and first edition base set Charizard, but there are also a mix of modern icons like the Moonbryon and even the Van Gogh Pikachu promo card. Anyway, this was a fun and fascinating video to watch, with a combination of well-known vintage and modern cards and a diversity of perspectives on what constitutes a great card. Young and old alike chipped in to finalize their tier list. However, you'll have to check out the video for yourself to see what cards came out on top. Next up is an entry from SMPratte discussing the ever-controversial topic of population control. Now, if you're not familiar with that term, it's essentially the idea that grading companies like PSA intentionally withhold high grades from deserving cards in order to artificially control the population reports. Personally, I agree with Scott's take here that higher value cards and higher service levels may receive higher levels of scrutiny, but that rumors of active suppression of grades are just not accurate. He explores this topic in depth, including how insurance and grade guarantees for higher value items have likely contributed to greater scrutiny of those same cards in recent years. Anyway, it's an interesting take, and one that I think is well-reasoned and well-articulated. Next, we'll check in with PokiChloe and PokiDean with a behind-the-scenes look at the day-to-day operations of their new card store, Collector's Cardhouse. Now, for those of you that are unaware, PokiChloe and PokiDean have been working for months to set up a physical card shop in the UK, and it looks amazing. This video documents the setup process, including the interior design work, product acquisition, and even the grand opening. I think most of us have dreamed about owning and operating our own card store at some point or another, so it's awesome to see these two turning that dream into a reality. Definitely check out this video and help support PokiChloe and PokiDean at Collector's Cardhouse if you ever have the chance. This next video comes from JavaAkuma, who recently ran a crossover experiment with tag grading to see how this new grading company stacks up against some of the more established companies in the grading space. For the experiment, Java cracked a handful of PSA and CGC slabs, all ranging from 7 to 10 on the grading scale, and then sent them to tag for grading and encapsulating. What follows is an in-depth review of each card's condition, along with a before and after grade comparison. Now, I don't want to spoil the results for you, but what I will say is that quite a few cards experienced significant upgrades from tag. Anyway, this is just one anecdotal submission, but I encourage you to check it out for yourselves. It was fascinating. Finally, I wanted to spotlight Deep Pocket Monster with the dramatic conclusion to the Gigabinder series, in which Pat Flynn has been working tirelessly to complete a massive binder filled with every Pokemon from every generation. In this final entry, Pat takes Chad, the binder, to the Ninja Exchange where he has 2.5 hours to find copies of every Generation 9 Pokemon. What I love most about this video is how willing everyone was to contribute, including shop owners and countless fans who were in the vicinity. Watching Pat interact with the community is always a treat, and I want to shout out specifically the kids who worked tirelessly to help Pat source cards for the binder. They were the real heroes of this video. Anyway, congratulations, Pat, and to everyone who helped with this series. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Breaking News, where we break down some of the most important Pokemon news stories each and every month. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and if there are any major news stories I missed, definitely send them my way. Anyway, I'm Pokemon Classics, reminding you all that the classics never go out of style. Thanks for spending your time with me here today. We'll see you with the next video. Stay well, everybody.